children do not learn well who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder without three components. 1, school. 2, home. And when indicated, medication management. If somebody in the school can pick up on these kids' assets and help them develop them, that is a part of prevention. So what happens without medication, anxiety, and depression? They will look for something to make them feel better. And in middle school, unfortunately, it is now marijuana or alcohol as a coping mechanism. But we know from many years of experience that marijuana interferes with short-term memory. It causes more emotional reactivity, and they really don't care that much because they're not able to function to their true capacity. So again, how do we prevent this? We get early diagnosis. We provide the accommodations in school. We have the families to be consistent in parenting, because fair, firm, consistent structure helps these young people be able to accept that they are able. But without that, because of their impulsivity, their hyperactivity, and their distractibility, they don't really truly realize their true potential.
What happens if both parents are suspected of having ADHD or diagnosed with ADHD? Is the probability higher?
Probability is much higher. It's closer to 90%. If a single parent, it's about 40%. But when you combine all those statistics, the average is 70% heritability, which is one of the most common genetic problems that we see in our practice.
Yeah, that's a good point on the marijuana and nicotine, Dr. Bright, where at the moment, maybe those substances are helping their anxiety just for that season, but over time, it will become a problem, and they're using the wrong coping mechanisms instead of addressing the underlying issue. So they're getting their temporary relief from the substance use as well as peer groups, but in reality, they're just putting a Band-Aid over a growing problem.
Because ADHD is not a medical problem of school alone. It affects all aspects of their lives. Their home, their social, their work, their school. All of those need to be looked at. And that's why medication is important 24/7. It's not just for school. It is for their lives.
One strategy with prevention is knowing that parenting is hard. And if your child is being diagnosed with ADHD, from those statistics, the likelihood of a parent having ADHD is pretty good, at least one of them. And so a lot of times we'll go and diagnose the kids, and the dad or the mom is just identifying with a lot of the things that we're talking about. When that child is diagnosed earlier and treated properly with experts dialing in the medication, so you're not changing the wonderful, loving, caring, sensitive, kind personality of that child, the curiosity of the child, the creative side of the child, but allowing them to learn, the outcomes are better with earlier diagnosis. I think the common thread here was getting a really detailed diagnosis early when the signs are first becoming present. Sometimes you might not see them at home because the kids are often at school. So having those relationships with the teachers. When the teachers are identifying problems, step up to the plate and start asking the questions that you need to ask, and get those resources and advocate for the champion.